Our next herb is Yi Mu Cao, and that is this one right here and here. We have the babies on this side and the slightly older plant here. And this is an annual plant. It's leonurus is a genus name. It's motherwort, the name for motherwort. And this species is heterophyllus, or they also call it leonurus artemisia. And even though it's an annual, it behaves very much like a, well, you'd say like a winter and summer annual, in that it just sort of constantly keeps on growing here. It reseeds and then grows new plants at almost any time of the year. So you can pretty much in our mild winters grow this at any time and get it to start developing. And some plants will hang on for a little longer than full season, although generally after they flower and seed, they're done. Full sun. It is not hard to grow. It is, in fact, too easy to grow, and like the Zutzao, it reseeds vigorously and produces tons of plants which you either would love to have or hate. So be careful about that. It's in the mint family. You can see that by the squared stems if you take a closer look at this. And when it does flower, which might be going on in the garden right now, you'll see that the flowers have lips on them. Mint family at one time was called Labiatiae, so that was to do with the fact that the flowers generally had this lip-like appearance. And it doesn't have an aromatic quality to the leaves of like mints, but there are plenty of mint family plants that don't. And so let's talk about the herb. The herb is a blood mover. And you use the whole plant. Basically, they don't usually use the roots so much. They'll use the whole plant above the ground. Hey, how's it going, does it? And it is used for various types of blood stagnation, issues involving gynecological problems, menstrual problems. It can be used for masses and tumors and things of that nature, cysts. It can be used for trauma too. And even like long-term sort of sores and things like that where there may be some blood stagnation present. The name Yi Mu Cao basically means benefit mother herb, and that's sort of similar to the European name given to the plant motherwort. So it is typically used a lot for helping with menstrual problems. It can be used for infertility, where there's blood stagnation or excessive bleeding that's due to blood stagnation. You may see like a lot of clots and dark blood with gynecological bleeding when that's the case. And then it has a use too. It's used also for edema and swelling with urinary difficulties. More so when there's heat, because it is a cooling herb. But it can be combined with other herbs. Even when there's cold as the problem, it can be combined with warming herbs to address that issue still. So that's Yi Mu Cao.
Robert, have you heard anything about like usage of the leaves? I heard some story. Like Yi Mu Cao was an herb that was used for beauty as part of a bath, like the leaves.
Could be. Was Lorraine talking about this?
That guy Mazen Al-Kavachi, like the famous dermatologist guy, was mentioning, like, I don't know if it was the three beauties or the three herbs, or it was the three beauties from the history of China, but one of the beauties was, you know, bathing with Yi Mu Cao.
Oh, wow.
Well, that makes sense, because at the Korean spas, they use the mugwort in some of the hot tubs.
Mugwort's a different herb.
Yeah,
I've heard of motherwort baths too.
Motherwort too?
Yeah.
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 Great. Well, that's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
I think it may have high blood pressure benefits too. Particularly, I mean, the seeds are also used for medicine.
The Chong Wei.
Yeah, Chong Wei. And they are used for high blood pressure too, as well as moving the blood. They're also used for blood stagnation issues, but they also are used for high blood pressure. And personally, I think the seeds would probably work better with the seed calices, which is the little holders, the little cups like that are holding the seeds right at where the stem of the leaf attaches to the main stem. They have these sharp, if you see the flowers, you go out, do we have any that are flowering out there?
Yeah, Ingrid, go get some.
There's the calices, these places where the seeds are held by the plant. They have sharp points on them. And they remind me of Baiji Li, and they remind me of Gotong in that regard, where they have these kind of sharp sort of projections on them that may be sort of a way of sort of scraping wind and whatnot out of the channels, you know? So I kind of look at that and think, I bet it would probably be more effective, this is my guess, so I haven't proven anything by this, but it would be my guess to use that part with the seeds for the high blood pressure issue.
Well, it seems like some of that stuff that you learn in like basic herbs, like the idea that Yi Mu Cao promotes urination, would be a function that would be more attributed to the seed.
Could be.
And then when you just do the whole bulk plant together, you get this multi-function of Yi Mu Cao, but it's like the leaf.
You do get the seeds in there with the plant. I mean, when I first wanted to grow this plant, there was nothing available in this country for obtaining material. And so I would go into the pharmacy. I did this with everything that had any kind of seed remedy or a whole plant remedy. So because I thought if there's ever seeds in there, maybe something's going to be viable.
Yeah.
And I kept looking, and once I finally found some seeds in there, you know, that were viable, and I actually got it to grow. But it took a long time. So anyways, you can pass these around. Thank you, Ingrid. And you can even feel when you press right where these flowers are, you'll feel the little points on these seed calices. So it's got these little sort of mildly sharp points to it. But yeah, the whole plant does have the seeds in it, you know, as it is. And so, I mean, you know, it varies on how much seed quantity is in those, but